Hello and welcome to Energizing Habits, Simple Strategies for a Sustainable Healthy Lifestyle. I'm your host, Vicki Cleary. I help professional and entrepreneurial women to get out of stress and overwhelm and find more energy and productivity, not just at work, but in their lives using simple, sustainable habit change. Today, I am once again recording out on my back patio because the weather is so lovely. The lighting is super awesome today, though, so the sun behind me isn't really quite working in my favor. So apologies for that, but really the audio is probably most important. Today, I want to talk about two big factors in our lives that can affect your energy and your productivity: stress and metabolism. Two words that you're likely familiar with, one probably more so than the other, which are linked together in this intricate web of cause and effect. And sometimes we don't realize the causes or the effects until it's too late. Now, I won't get into, all of the details around metabolism in this episode. That would make it quite lengthy. But if you're curious and you want to learn more, I encourage you to sign up for my free 5-day metabolic challenge that starts on September 19th. We will go into more details and I'll show you 5 habits that you can implement to boost your metabolism. So the link will be in the show notes down below, or you can head to uplifthealthylifestyle.com. So I hope to see you there. All right, but for today, I want to talk about stress and metabolism, how they're linked together, right? Metabolism, just, to give you a little primer, metabolism is a process within your body that turns food into energy, and it affects how your body processes neighborhood puppy dogs, of course. It affects how your body processes fuel, both how fast and how much. Now, on a scientific level, metabolism is a complex biochemical process that our bodies use to convert what we eat and drink into energy. Now, biochemical just means that there's different chemical reactions that happen within the body, right? In all the different levels. Most basically within your cells. And that's where the calories and everything that we eat and drink are combined to oxygen. And that process releases the energy into your body. That energy is what your body needs to function. Now, in order to stay alive, move around, etc., you need a certain amount of energy on a daily basis. And that comes, of course, in the form of your calories, what you eat, what you drink. But it can also be retrieved from your fat stores, your stored energy. Your metabolism is what helps to make this energy more available to your body. The energy conversion, easy for me to say, process is controlled by numerous hormones. And I'm just going to list a few for you here. We've got thyroxine from your thyroid, insulin from your pancreas, cortisol from your adrenal gland, leptin from your small intestine, and ghrelin from your stomach, just to name a few. And you can see how many different areas of your body are getting involved in this process. All of these are different areas that have different hormones that come into play when it comes to your metabolism, processing your food, creating that energy. So now, to keep this episode from turning into a biology textbook, I'll include a little info on those hormones in the show notes, but you get the idea at the very least, right? So as I said, metabolism is responsible for converting, having trouble with the word conversion today, converting food into energy. And your hormones play a large role in this process. Now, any changes in that system can actually slow your metabolism and cause potential problems. Some of these, as noted by the American Psychological Association, they wrote an article about stress and metabolism, and it says that those potential problems could be weight gain, fatigue, depression, health complications such as high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, and it can reduce the effectiveness of your immune system. Now, your personal metabolic burn, whether it's fast or slow, it depends on many things. Some of these are outside of your control, like genetics, your gender, but you do actually have control over quite a few things, a few other factors like your activity level, your sleep, and even how stressed you feel. So let's talk about stress, baby. Stress affects your body's hormones, which is a whole nother biology textbook, right? We've talked about the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system and all the things that can generate there, but stress can actually change or cause a change in how your energy conversion system, that's your metabolism, how it works, which can cause potential problems. So we're going to talk about how stress actually affects your metabolism. So when we're faced with stress, your body goes into that sympathetic nervous system response as it prepares your body for fight or flight. Your digestive system is paused here, right? Because your sympathetic nervous system is not about digestion. That's where your parasympathetic nervous system comes into play. So when your sympathetic nervous system is activated, digestion is paused, okay? That energy gets diverted to other areas of your body, again, so your body can have the energy to fight or flight, fight or flee. Your heart rate also increases to improve the delivery of oxygen to the other parts of the body. And the energy stores in your liver are activated to provide your body with energy that can be used quickly. So it's that quick release of some of those energy stores. Now, when you're in a stressful situation where your sympathetic nervous system has to respond quickly, you might feel an adrenaline rush. That's where like everything, you can feel kind of the blood moving through your body. It kind of feels like this whoosh, right? But in that adrenaline rush, the adrenal gland also releases cortisol. Now, I mentioned cortisol a bit earlier with the hormones involved in metabolism. Cortisol is the primary stress hormone, and it increases sugars or glucose into the bloodstream, and it can cause certain bodily functions it pauses certain bodily functions and can slow your metabolism. So how, again, does that stress response affect your metabolism? The first way, almost immediately, you start burning fewer calories. So a study done a few years ago at Ohio State found that stress was linked to burning fewer calories in women. So this was a study they did with women. In the study, women were fed a high-fat, high-calorie meal. And those who reported being under a lot of stress the day before burned about 100 fewer calories than the women who weren't under stress the day before. Plus, the stressed out women had higher insulin levels, which can exacerbate fat storage, right? This means that if you're in a chronic stressed out state, meaning you're stressed out frequently or all the time, regardless of what it's from, your body is working against your weight loss goals because it is in the stress response. It is in a stress response that your body is trying to store that fat while you're busy trying to do all you can to reduce it. But your body's saying no, right? We need to hold on to that. So another way that stress can affect your metabolism is that you start to crave high fat, high sugar foods. So thanks to that extra cortisol in our systems, that primary stress hormone, cortisol binds to receptors in your brain that manage hunger and stimulate appetite. So your brain is busy looking for instant gratification and these, high fat, sugary kind of comfort foods. This can also be tied closely to emotional eating. So snacking on these fatty, sugary comfort foods actually fire up your brain's reward centers, giving you a temporary relief, seemingly, right? But over time, this can become a habit that's not so good for you, and it can become a go-to method of self-soothing. So these less than healthy comfort foods can leave you feeling blah and tired and affect your mood and set you up feeling even worse. Now, studies also show that ultra-processed foods, like the fatty, sugary foods in the studies, actually cause you to eat more than you would if you ate healthier foods. Again, they're firing off those pleasure centers. It's almost like, it becomes an addiction that you want to eat more and more of those things. So the third, part 3. So how do we manage stress and minimize its effect on our metabolism? So stress is a natural part of life, right? You can't avoid it. And then sometimes it's actually a good thing, right? But it hits all of us eventually. It could be from a job or, constant deadline pressures, relationship, financial issues. It could be, from having a new baby in the house, it could be viewed as good stress. Still stress, right? Still affects our bodies, still affects our hormones. So a few ways that you can help mitigate that stress, better manage it. The first is to be mindful. Be mindful about how you're feeling and what you're eating. This lets you stay in control, or it also might help you regain control if you kind of fell out. If you find yourself in a stressed or tense state, take note of that, right? And also try not to eat. It takes some work, right? It takes some mental work, but try not to eat while you're feeling that stressed out state, because the things you're going to want to eat, again, are those high fat, sugary, ultra processed foods. So being mindful. The second thing you can do is to take regular anti-stress breaks. Sometimes you have to be a little sneaky on this one. Several people will make solo grocery trips or solo trips to the grocery store and choose the longest line in the checkout possible, just so they can extend their alone time. But you can also try breathing or meditation exercises, right? There's a couple of meditation apps that you can use. So it's not just sitting in silence, it's a guided meditation. Or a breathing exercise, something really simple like a 4-4 balanced breathing exercise. It's just inhale to a count of 4, exhale to a count of 4, in and out through the nose, and then taking 10 rounds, 10 breaths like that. It's a short exercise. It takes just a couple of minutes, and it can actually bring you to a more balanced state, get you out of some of that stress response. So the third thing you can do is make time for exercise. So exercise can help with stress management and can boost your metabolism in the process. So it's kind of a win-win. It doesn't have to be a punishing workout at the gym either. Like a brisk walk, 10, 15 minutes counts. You don't have to spend hours in the gym lifting all these heavy weights to get that benefit. And then, of course, the fourth thing you can do is to honor your needs, right? Just because someone in your life has an urgent need doesn't mean that your own needs are less important. You have to make time for you. When you do so, it actually helps you tap back more into that mindfulness, which again helps to manage the stress just a little bit better. Okay, so again, I'm going to go over these 4 ways you can reduce stress so that it can minimize the effects on your metabolism. The first is you're going to be mindful, right? Tuning in, noticing if you're stressed, and also being mindful of what you're putting in your mouth, trying not to eat those overly processed, sugary, high-fat foods. The second is to take regular anti-stress breaks, meditation, breathing, sitting with your head, head on your arms, just to take that time out, whatever works. Third thing is to make time for exercise. Doesn't have to be a grueling exercise. It can be a simple brisk walk, 10, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, if that's what you have. And the fourth way is to honor your needs, right? Taps back into mindfulness, but it's tuning in on what it is that you need today so that you can get out of that stress. So as we close out today's episode, the energizing action, of course, that I have for you every time. This one is to try the 4-4 balanced breathing exercise. And try it once, try it multiple times throughout your day. It's a simple breathing exercise. It takes just a couple of minutes. So all you're going to do is sit up, nice and straight, and then soften your spine. You can close the eyes or just soften the gaze, depending on where you are, right? And you're just going to focus on breathing. You're going to inhale through your nose. The mouth is closed. Inhale through the nose to a count of 4. Take a brief pause and then exhale through the nose to a count of 4. You're going to do that 10 times. Inhale, exhale. That's a round. So 10 rounds. And then I want you to notice how you feel, right? Do you feel less stressed? Do you feel more aware of what's going on? All right. And again, don't forget, we've got the free Metabolic Jumpstart Challenge coming up on September 19th. We're going to cover all the things about metabolism in this free challenge, and you have the option to upgrade to the VIP option for that bonus small group Zoom call. So that link is below. I mentioned it all before, so I won't get into all the details again, but that is what I have for you today. If you found this episode valuable, especially the part of like how to mitigate your stress so that you can have less negative effects on your metabolism, please like the episode, leave a review or a comment, maybe share it with someone else who might find it valuable. You can also take a screenshot if you were listening or watching and tag me on your Facebook or Instagram. I'm at Uplift Healthy Lifestyle. And of course, I am so grateful for you and appreciate you tuning in. You're tuning in. I feel like I'm struggling with the R's today. But if you have any questions about creating a healthy lifestyle that works for you, please send them my way. Facebook or Instagram at Uplift Healthy Lifestyle. You can send me a message through there or email me, Vicki@uplifthealthylifestyle.com. All right, have an energized day.